As usual, my name is 𝐔𝐚𝐭𝐢𝐚. My guest today is Dr. Michael Ndonye, our political analyst, and I have with me Pendo Setim. Karibuni sana.
Hi everyone, my name is Pendo Setim.
Yeah. Salama.
Kopoa.
First is to apologize for not keeping time. Hope you will bear with us. Huku Nakuru mvua ni kubwa sana. Mko salama? Hamsikii baridi?
Tuko salama. Ni wewe una fulana, sisi tuko sawa.
Ni mko sawa?
Yeah.
Okay, karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Kenya's political game is never short of surprises.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, Friday,
Yeah.
we saw President Uhuru, the former president, reappearing in the political scene.
Yeah.
Through possible visible positioning himself and supporting of Matiangi. So, Daktari, that's what I want us to discuss about.
Okay.
And I will start by asking, what does it mean for the former President Uhuru reappearing, and now this time with visible action of supporting Matiangi?
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Michael and Dependo, for having me first. And I think, we need to discuss about that. I know many people have discussed it, but we need to also have our say in this. Remember, when you talk about Matiangi and Uhuru, these are people who have come from very far. When Uhuru was president, Matiangi was like a 10-year term CS cabinet secretary, both in the first term and also in the second term. And Matiangi was like a super CS. Yeah. Actually, it came to a point where it was like Matiangi was the one who was leading the government. And of course, he overshadowed the deputy president then was William Ruto. And also, let's remember when Matiangi this year came back from the United States, there were rumors when first of all he came and people were saying, okay, this is the president we have been waiting for. And immediately we heard rumors that Matiangi has been endorsed by Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, Uhuru Kenyatta is the head of Jubilee Party. And Jubilee Party was in 𝐷𝐴ZIMIO. And now the head of 𝐷𝐴ZIMIO is in government. So then, of course, immediately Matiangi headed to partner with the likes of Gachagua and the United Opposition. So that history is very important if you want to understand Matiangi and Uhuru. So on Friday, there were two national delegates meetings. So in these meetings, so we had the Martha Karua's PLP, People's Liberation Party, and also we had the Jubilees. And of course, the assumption is Matiangi is being fronted as a presidential candidate. And remember, we have been asking him, which party will you use? Do you have your own party? So that question is partly answered because it seems there is someone who is ready to rent him a party. And this is the reason, because Uhuru Kenyatta is not expected to contest for presidency any other time. So it would be an easier place for Matiangi to be. And Uhuru Kenyatta would want now the power. He can only ascend to power through a proxy. Okay?
And that is Matiangi.
And that proxy can be Matiangi. He tried in 2022 through another proxy,
which was
Raila Odinga. It could not work. Maybe he is trying his hard now through Matiangi, and he can give Matiangi the presidential candidate to Jubilee. But things gets complicated because Matiangi is still on the other side. And remember, if you listened to Martha Karua during the PLP's delegates address, she actually gave an apology for Matiangi. And she said, by the Jubilee Party.
Is that an apology?
No, she just said, he is not here but we are with him
Yeah.
Okay.
because he has been painted red on the other side.
She
Of
knew
course.
people were going to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, she knew people would have questions. Where is Matiangi in this? Because all the united opposition members were there, including Gachagua. Kalonzo Musyoka was there. Kijana Wamalwa was there. But Matiangi was alone on the other side
Yeah.
without any member of the united
Opposition.
opposition. So, and then they gave this apology that Matiangi is on the other side. But let's go to the other side.
The PLP side.
No,
united
the
opposition.
Jubilee side.
Uh-huh.
Matiangi was seated at the front row.
Yeah.
Next to the former
president.
president.
Yes, it is actually Matiangi who introduced President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Uh-huh.
Okay, remember also, if you listened to 𝐷𝐿𝐼, who is the Secretary General for Jubilee,
Uh-huh.
he said, today is a day for internal matters and it's a day for the men came here as we are clashing.
The same day.
So was it by accident or it was by design?
We never know.
Okay, we may want to know why didn't they decide? Let's have our NDC today at that other place. Why is it that they clashed their NDC meetings? Those are the questions that we need to ask even as we now go ahead. Yeah.
So is it the right time to say that Uhuru endorsing Matiangi and Matiangi is Uhuru's project?
Matiangi will be Uhuru's let me say this. In 2022, Uhuru endorsed Raila Odinga. Okay? So he fronted Raila Odinga. His aim was, if Raila Odinga is elected, I will be as well as good as elected. And that is why actually Raila lost. Because people saw Uhuru's hand in Raila Odinga. So they would say, no, you have been together, you went on handshake from 2017 March, and you have been together, you cannot extend your 10 years by proxy.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's one of the reasons there are many people who failed to vote Raila Odinga. Many people voted William Ruto so that they vote Raila and Uhuru out.
Especially from the Mount Kenya.
There would not have been any change according to maybe perception of the people. It was the same people.
But this one is different because Uhuru Kenyatta has been out of office for a while.
Now, Uhuru Kenyatta has been out of office for now, by 2027, for 5 years, he will have been out of office.
Yeah.
But it does not mean he is out of the interest with the office.
Yeah, he has not changed.
Yes, because remember, they have interest. They have things that they need protected. So if he is going to give Matiangi the party, which is okay, because he cannot run for president again. But in 2027, if they say Jubilee must front a presidential candidate, it cannot be Uhuru. It can only be another person. And that person is most likely Matiangi. Yeah. That is unlike now, if that happens, Matiangi will be a bit safer in the united opposition. Remember, we have been having issues because he has no party of his own. And we have been telling him, Gachagua cannot give you his party and endorse you as presidential candidate. Kalonzo cannot do that. Karua cannot do that. Wamalwa cannot do that. Muturi cannot do that. They, all of them, have the potential to become presidential candidates. And therefore, they cannot give their vehicle another person to drive. It has never happened. Now, but with Uhuru, Uhuru is constrained because he cannot run as president even if he wants, unless we change the constitution. He served his 10 constitutional year term. And he will need to have someone as a flag bearer for the Jubilee Party. It can be Matiangi. Yeah.
And do you think Jubilee can lead again, can take the presidency again now that it came out of the presidency?
Now it will depend with how they will be able to convince. The question is this. Jubilee, the reason why Jubilee wants to stand alone is because they want to negotiate Jubilee versus the united opposition. Yeah. Jubilee wants to negotiate not as a part of united opposition. You get?
Yeah.
Because if they go there as part of united opposition, there will be many players. But Jubilee wants to negotiate Matiangi versus one person from
United opposition.
Yes. Either way, they are either going to produce a presidential candidate or a running mate.
Now the united opposition. So
the two sides, because now the reason why Jubilee is closing itself. Already we have seen there were two sides on Friday.
Yeah.
The united opposition and the Jubilee. Now that binary opposition has already been created. Okay? So that Jubilee is not going to the negotiation table as part of the united opposition. So that now they say united opposition is Karua, Kalonzo, Muturi, Gachagua, Wamalwa, and those guys. And on this other side, we have Jubilee and Matiangi. So can we now negotiate? Nyinyi mutoe na sisi tutoe. Are you getting? So this one has more players. This one has only one player. So the probability is high for Jubilee producing either a deputy president or a presidential candidate. The opposite would have been they mix together, so they sit down as united opposition. That means if they start as united opposition, all of them, and then go to the table, they are not going there to negotiate from two sides. The probability will be they are 7 guys, 1 out of 7. But when Jubilee stands alone and united opposition alone, it is 1 out of 2 chances. The chances are high.
So they become stronger.
They become stronger. And I know that is what they are doing.
So Matiangi is exiting the united opposition. Totally.
He is not exiting. He is going to stay there. But I think those people, the people who advised Jubilee, they are very smart.
Some people
Jubilee has very good advisors. Yeah, just create another half so that those ones are one. Nasisi. So they will have 1 vote and Jubilee will have 1 vote. So there are only 2 votes. Jubilee has a whole vote. United opposition has a whole vote. But Jubilee has 1 vote as a single party. Whereas others have 1 vote as many parties. You get? And that increases the probability of Jubilee not missing. Because their probability is 1 out of 2. On the other side, there are how many parties? Gachaguas, Karuas, Kalonzos, Wamalwas, and the Muturis. Say 5. Any other party in the united opposition, they have 1 over 5 chance. You get?
Yeah.
1/5 of the probability. Jubilee has half of the probability. They have a half of the brand of the share in the negotiation table. And that is very smart of Jubilee. Yeah.
Daktari, you have been advising Matiangi to come up with his own party.
Yeah.
Does it mean that he knew all this before?
Maybe he could have known. Maybe he could have known. That is why he was quiet.
But another thing, he was denying the claims that he is Uhuru's project and that Uhuru is endorsing him.
And that is why I was against that when he said that in a national TV.
He was denying.
He should not have refused. So he was denying. And when this thing comes out clearly and Uhuru says this is our flag bearer, he will be called a liar.
Maybe see a chance.
Yeah, he will be called a liar because he lied. And that is why he should have been smart to answer that question. Is there a problem with that? There is no problem of me being endorsed by another Kenyan. There was no problem with that.
Daktari, there were some people who were also saying that now that Uhuru is seen publicly supporting Matiangi, the issue of Gachagua factor in Mount Kenya is going to be affected. Because
Yes.
Uhuru and Gachagua.
Yeah, they are the kingpins of Mount Kenya.
Actually, to be precise, Uhuru is the official kingpin wa Mount Kenya.
Sasa Gachagua afanya aje sasa?
Uhuru was neutralized and dethroned by Gachagua because Uhuru was supporting Raila Odinga. Uhuru, if Uhuru has no Raila Odinga, Uhuru still goes back. Remember, in around 2016, Uhuru's cousin and other wazes, they came together and they took one JB Muturi and they crowned him the Mount Kenya kingpin, the 𝐔𝐿𝐴 kingpin. But it never worked. It seemed Uhuru was in a complex of whether to release this kingpinship or because Muturi is Uhuru's friend. Another complication is that Muturi was on the other side. Although Muturi was in PLP's delegate, NDC as a member of DP, Muturi and Uhuru are friends. Wametoka mbali sana.
Kuliko Matiangi.
Yeah, wametoka mbali kuliko Matiangi. But that does not mean Uhuru can entrust Muturi to run for president.
Yeah.
But they are buddies. What I know, they are buddies. It's hard to separate those two guys. They are friends. Yani wale tu mumekuwa na yeye nini. They are friends. So Uhuru allowed Muturi to be as Mount Kenya's kingpin by wazee, and then they listened to the ground, and the ground was not speaking.
Wakatest waters.
So wakaachana nayo. So the fact that Uhuru now is not with the Raila Odinga, he's likely to take back his kingpinship.
Of the mountain.
And that is why maybe he is viewing himself as Jubilee and Matiangi as, not Matiangi, Gachagua as part of the other united opposition. So according to him, he is placing himself at a higher stage, Jubilee at a higher stage more than the other combined, the other people combined. Yes.
Daktari, let me say, take you back to history. When Moi was exiting, he tried endorsing Uhuru.
Yeah.
And Uhuru did not win that election. When Uhuru was exiting, he tried endorsing Raila. He failed. Uhuru is here again trying to endorse Matiangi. Is that not sure that he will fail?
The times are different.
And what strategies will they use now to secure?
Of course, the times are different. Even Kibaki endorsed Uhuru silently, and Uhuru became president.
That is in 2013.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the problem is endorsing someone publicly.
Yeah, the problem is when, but that is what President Uhuru did in 2022, and he failed. And you remember, in 2021, before, when there were those rumors that Uhuru is likely to endorse someone, I wrote this popular column that whoever Uhuru endorses will fail, will lose the 2022 elections.
And it happened.
It happened because he came and endorsed someone, and Raila failed because of that endorsement. Now, the direct endorsements are not good, especially for when you are an incumbent president. Now, Uhuru is not incumbent.
Yeah, he's been out.
He is out. Aya, the way he is going to play his cards is what is going to determine whether his project, his person, is going to pass or not, because now Uhuru comes in as a kingmaker. As a king maker. Can he make Matiangi king? But if he has to do that, he must reclaim Mount Kenya. He must reclaim Mount Kenya. And reclaim Mount Kenya from Matiangi, from Gachagua. He must neutralize Gachagua. But also know that Gachagua is his man. Yeah.
Okay.
There is no other person who has stayed with Uhuru and who knows Uhuru in and out. Gachagua was Uhuru's PA since 2001 or those years until 2016. How many years are those?
So many years.
I don't think if Gachagua is called by Uhuru and told to tone down, he will refuse. He will obey. But Gachagua is Uhuru's political proselyte. He is his student. He has been his barber. He has been his groomer for those years. There is no way, if he is told just nyamaza kidogo, tupeleke mambo namna hii. Gachagua will not refuse. Because Gachagua is not interested in presidency, first of all. And we said that. Gachagua is interested in making sure Ruto is one term.
But you remember, Daktari, when President Ruto and Gachagua were looking for presidents in 2017, they were not in good terms with Uhuru, Gachagua.
No, that was drama. That was just staged drama.
But he later
It
came
is
out
no
and,
more politics.
tried to apologize, so it means it was somehow serious.
It wasn't serious. Yeah, he was apologizing to wananchi. He was not apologizing to Uhuru. Yeah, ili musione kama politics is done like that.
So they can work together.
They are working together as we speak, because when he came out and he started saying ulinidanganya nikatukana my brother, sasa amekuwa brother. Hiyo ni siasa tu.
Politicians are coming. Yeah.
Daktari, political parties are created along tribal lines.
Yeah.
And Jubilee, tunaweza sema ni ya Mount Kenya. Matiangi is from Kisii.
Yeah.
Watu wa Mount Kenya wata invite Matiangi.
Yes. Mount Kenya people have no problem voting other people.
But we had a problem with voting Raila.
Yes.
So
that is a different story coming from independence. Yeah. So they have a problem in voting Raila Odinga.
So Matiangi, they will welcome him. But again, I think they have to come up with a deputy president who is from the Mount Kenya.
Of course, that is what they will negotiate, probably. And this issue of having the two sides, it could be something arranged between Gachagua, Matiangi, and Karua and Uhuru. The only person in darkness there is Kalonzo Musyoka.
You told him to join the government.
I told him to leave, but he will see.
Let him wait.
Because they know the 𝐔𝐴𝐺𝐿𝐴, they must produce someone, a deputy. Two, they know, as we speak now, the 𝐔𝐴𝐺𝐿𝐴 are not ready for presidency. There is no one ready in Kikuyu for presidency. Two, they know this. They have run this for a long time. So they would want, first of all, to have someone from outside who can now come ashikilie. That is what happened with the Kibaki. Kibaki was not part of the system, but Kibaki had to come ashikilie. Unaona? Ashikilie. Moi alisema huyu ndiye anaweza kuwa president. And Kibaki came from an outside, as an outsider, akashikilia mpaka huyu akakuwa president. Yeah. So Kibaki, so there was no contradiction there. Kibaki was not part of the system. Kibaki was not actually, he never used to get votes from Central. Know that. Even in 2002, Wakikuyu hawakupatia Kibaki kura. Waligawana na Uhuru Kenyatta. You get? Yeah. Na 𝐔𝐿𝐴𝐽𝐿 Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta has many votes. In fact, wazee wasingeshikana. Uhuru Kenyatta angekuwa president 202.
I think this is becoming more complex. Uhuru endorsed Raila. Sahi Raila ako kwa government.
Yeah.
So sahi ana endorse Matiangi, when we can say he is in the united opposition.
Yeah.
So Raila, Uhuru and Matiangi and Gachagua and Ruto, how is this relationship and how is it going to affect the 2020?
There is no relationship, there is business. Politics is business. Yeah.
Maybe it's also a strategy.
Politics is pure business. Ni tunashindana, ukishindwa unakubali na tunafanya kazi pamoja, tunakula pamoja. Yeah.
Okay.
You have any comments from our video?
Yeah, we have only one comment from Joseph Nyaringo. Is saying Matiangi for president 2027.
Yeah. Yeah. Joseph Nyaringo.
Yeah.
Uhuru has been silent. What is it now that he is now in public trying to endorse someone? He must have a secret.
Unfinished business.
But now the only problem they will face if they unite all of them and say Matiangi tosha. The only problem they will have is that they will need to do a good groundwork in Rift Valley. Okay? Because on this other side, if Raila remains with Ruto, Luo Nyanza is gone, Western is gone, Mombasa is gone. You get? Of course, watagawana hizo places zingine. Because Raila will be able to bring all his staff, his people to Ruto. So Uhuru will just give Matiangi Central and Kisii. That is the only complication that is there. So the complication will be that person will not be as strong as Raila in 2022. But they can do their arithmetics. It depends with how they are going to do their arithmetics. So if they are going to make sure they have votes here and there, they will may not have what Matiangi calls tyranny of numbers, but they can have tyranny of small numbers, as he also says. So it's something we need to see. And also it will determine who is going to be the running mate. If Matiangi is going to be presidential candidate, who is going to be the running mate? Yeah. Because if it is Gachagua is strong in Central. Uhuru is strong in Central. That is a duplication.
They should have someone from the Rift Valley.
Yeah, it's a duplication. Matiangi is from, of course, one thing I can tell you, if Matiangi is presidential candidate, Kisii people, 101 will vote for Matiangi.
Remember, we also have Maraga from Kisii.
I've told you, even Maraga himself.
You support Matiangi?
Yes. You know, Kisii people are very united. It's only that they are few. But Kisii people, you can talk about other weaknesses they have. But Kisii is a communal tribe. It's a communal in this way. Kisii are investors, they are not business people. They are good in investing. Even if you just go to United States, there is a state called Minnesota. Wote wako Minnesota. Mkisii akipata kitu mzuri, anaendeanga Wakisii wenzake. Wote wanakuja hapo. It's not like other tribes. It's not like Kamba people. Kamba akienda apate kitu mzuri anakula peke yake, hataki mwingine akuje hapo. And many other tribes do that, but not Kisii people. And that is why I want you to observe the way Kisiis are having confidence. If Kisiis were many, they would take presidency very easily. Yeah, because they are united. It's another block. They vote as a block. They agree in one thing, and they behave like the way Kikuyus and the way Kalenjins behave. Kissis are like that. It's only that they have no numbers. But maybe in future they will have numbers because Kissis are everywhere.
Yeah.
With all this complexion of alliances, what does it mean for President Ruto? Especially now that Uhuru came out, and in that meeting, he tried to critique some of the works that Ruto is doing. What does this mean for him and the political environment now?
Ruto understands Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto even responded to Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, Uhuru Kenyatta was bringing, throwing stones to Ruto. You know, Ruto responded in a very honorable and humble way. It's a strategy. It's not that he is humble. He responded like he's a friend. While Kenyatta was not responding, was not actually initiating the conversation to be like that. I think Uhuru has learned how to neutralize Kenyatta by being positive when Kenyatta comes negative. And that makes Uhuru Kenyatta's seem weak. And it happened even when he was president. He would say, msitaki watu wengine wanatanga huko, nini. Then Ruto comes in and say, my boss, acha nitangatange nikifanyia watu kazi. Mpaka kaform movement inaitwa tangatanga. Unaelewa? So Uhuru would attack Ruto, and Ruto would take that, you get, and make it like that is his weapon. It seems Ruto is consistent in responding to Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru Kenyatta will never criticize Ruto. Ruto will never respond negatively. Yeah. And Uhuru Kenyatta, remember, Ruto does not respond to Gachagua.
Yeah.
But he responded to Uhuru in a positive way. At the end of it, we saw Uhuru like, anyway, mzee niwe kuna shida.
Why is that Ruto does not respond to Gachagua, but when Uhuru comes out and talk, Ruto is quick to respond?
Because number one, Ruto understands that Uhuru is the kingpin of Mount Kenya. Two, Ruto understands the spiritual aspect of this thing. Uhuru was president. You get?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hurt a person whom, when he retires, they will be in the same club.
Because you never know the future.
And he doesn't want also the spiritual aspect of that. And that is why in 2021, 2022, Ruto was very careful not to confront his boss directly, like Gachagua is doing. By the way, spiritually, Gachagua is committing a very bad sin. It's very hard for him to be president if he is. You get the thing. That is how it works. It is, of course, this is a theory, and it is important to go back to theory, because Gachagua is a Christian, William Ruto is a Christian, Uhuru is a Christian. We call it the wisdom of David. David, at one particular time, he was brought in the state house of that time, okay, in the king's palace to be entertaining King Saul. David was already anointed king, okay, but they never knew. But David would be there, and in all means, King Saul tried to kill him. And David would run away. One time, David went through a test. He found King Saul. When they were chasing him, they are looking for him. Mpaka the king got tired and he slept. And David came. He never dared to kill him. He had to kill him. he cut his cloth, went on the other side and called on him, akamwamusha akamwambia, my king, hii ni nguo nimetoa kwa, lakini mimi I cannot kill the person who is God's anointed. So that means David respected, even when King Saul, the favor of God was out of King Saul. David understood that this one was anointed by God and I cannot touch him. If I touch him, I am dead. I will never ascend to that throne. And to make sure he was not faking it, when King Saul was killed, when he was wounded in war, he realized the enemies were approaching. He called his arm bearer and he told him, please, if these people finds me, they will kill me. Please kill me so that they don't carry me wanipeleke nikateseke na waaibishe Israeli. He was already wounded and dying. So this guy akammalizia. Then he went to David. Guess what? Akaambia David, news, good news, King Saul amekufa. Kamuuliza, hebu nieleze amekufa namna gani? Akamwambia, alikuwa wounded, he was wounded, and the Philistines or the enemies were coming, and he told me, nimumalizie. Na ukafanya nini? Nikamalizia. Akaambiwa makosa. How dare you raise your hand and kill the anointed of God? That is the word. And David ordered that man be slain immediately. That is how serious David was with his former boss, who was very bad on him, who was seeking to kill him. Now, bring this concept here.
Just deep.
Are you getting it? Ruto seems to understand that. Ile siku nitatukana huyu jamaa na mimi president yangu inaisha. He knew that in 2021, 2022, that is why he would use proxies. But not him confronting Uhuru directly. He knew immediately I confront him, he presidency imeenda. And he seems also to be very careful, not also to touch him up to now. Yeah. So because Uhuru ni moto ya kuotea mbali, huyu is a retired president. Yeah, so even when achana na mapasta wanasema huyu ndiye alikuwa amechaguliwa na Mungu, huyu ndiye alikuwa amechaguliwa, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. There is nothing like that. Uhuru was president. He was chosen by God to lead this country for 10 years. Hakuchaguliwa na devil. And his word is final. And that is why if you read my tomorrow's column, I'm trying to explain that concept. Actually, even Uhuru himself cannot undo what he said. He said Ruto kumi. Yeye mwenyewe na kinywa yake akasema hivyo. You know, the voice of a king is the voice of God. You cannot turn away that ending. But that is a story for another day. That is now if we use spiritual interpretation, and it works. Yes.
But Gachagua doesn't seem to understand this.
That is why he cannot be president.
Talking of Gachagua, Jasmine Mumba has commented that the point on Gachagua really brings out what you brought out in a previous discussion, that Gachagua is not really interested in presidency, given how Daktari has brought out his interaction with Ruto.
Yeah, I think he is not. He is not interested. And that is why he is likely. Remember, we have been predicting that Gachagua is very easy to go back to Ruto and continue destroying him from within. From within. Yeah. Because that is a bit better. But you see now, Uhuru is coming on board. So he can as well say, I'm going to make someone. I help Uhuru make someone. The only weakness is that they will be a duplication, because all of them come from Mount Kenya. If Gachagua came from another place, they would have been stronger. But of course, this is a game we need to see. They have representatives from the Western. They have Mbalala and Wamalwa, of which they may not bring a lot of votes themselves, because sometimes you have to learn how to save yourself before you save others. So Kijana Wamalwa may not have influence. He could be around number 3 in terms of influence after Wetangula and Mudavadi. And of course, there is another guy who is coming very quickly, the governor for Trans Nzoia. He seems to be very strong. Actually, if George Natembeya rises up, he can even take over the Luhya kingpinship very easily, because he has been tested. But notwithstanding, they may not have many people who can bring votes from Western. From Mombasa, from Coast, of course, they don't have anyone. Because wanamuitanga, anajitanga nani, Joho, Sultani ako kwa serikali. Kingi ako kwa serikali. Do we have another person who is strong in the Coast? Who can now come to muungano hii ya opposition pamoja? So another weakness of muungano ya opposition is that, of course, this is going to be another discussion of them. The other weakness is that, for example, during the PLP, do you know they mentioned Ruto more times than they mentioned themselves? No, they marketed Ruto literally, because everyone who was studying alikuwa ni William Ruto. After 2 years, William Ruto. After 2 years, William Ruto. So the people who were there, there is what we call the principle of the law of mentions. It is used in promotion. That is why we market things on TV. Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. We forget that Coca-Cola is not even, someone was calling it sugared water. You get? So it doesn't matter, even, and this one you can take it from Gen Z's. Do you know there are celebrities who are celebrities because of bad behavior? I know you can mention a number of them who just became celebrities because of doing what is unmentionable, what is inconceivable, abomination. But they are celebrities, just like others who rise to celebrity using other means. So if you are mentioning Ruto in a negative way in your meetings, if you are mentioning him more than you are mentioning yourself, you, at the end of it, your meeting, people go home with the name Ruto.
I remember Gachagua was trying to respond to some such, and he was saying, Ruto is the enemy. In the same way, we all go to church and attack the devil.
Yeah, that is why the devil is popular. That is why the devil is popular. After God, who next? Who is popular? The devil. We forgot to mention ourselves, but the devil is not the most powerful. He was not second. He is not second to God. But this is a problem that the opposition usually have. I remember in 2017, in 2013, CORD, in 2017, NASA, they would go to their meetings and mention Uhuru and Jubilee more times than they would mention NASA. And that is a fact. Such that NASA meetings actually had more mentions of Jubilee, William Ruto, and Uhuru Kenyatta than they would mention NASA and Raila Odinga. The same in 2013. CORD, they would go to rallies. They mentioned ICC, Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, Jubilee, more than they would mention Raila Odinga and CORD. So they ended up marketing them. It's the same mistake that the United Opposition are repeating. The same mistake. And I want you to analyze. Please go and listen to that PLP meeting. Try to count how many times they mentioned Karua, how many times they mentioned Gachagua, and how many times they mentioned William Ruto. Yes. You will realize 3/4 of the times, 3/4 of the mentions was actually not even PLP. It was William Ruto. So William Ruto won as a brand. So they marketed William Ruto. Actually, William Ruto should fund their meetings.
And he will continue winning.
He should fund their meetings. And that is the mistake they are doing. Anyway, I've warned them. Yeah. They should learn. You know, the only person who was trying to restrain himself from mentioning William Ruto was actually Eugene Wamalwa. He tried to 3-4 times, he tried not to mention William Ruto. But you see, I don't think that whether that was strategic or because Eugene Wamalwa fears to be confrontational. Yeah. He is neither cold nor warm, something like that. So we don't know maybe the reason why he was not willing. But later he mentioned. And you can listen to that conversation the way they were. Actually, but others, Muturi, Gachagua, the first thing when Gachagua came,
one term.
Yeah, it's one term. So I think if they play around with one term, Ruto will just register one term party.
Yeah.
Na wakuya hawawezi sema one term kule. You know, it's very easy to just counter them. Ruto can sit down and come up with a one term slogan, and they will not mention it again, because by mentioning it, they will be marketing the way he did with the Tanga. So it is very easy to win over them. Of course, they need a good communications person to advise them, and I've advised them for free. As long as you are having more mentions of Ruto in your meeting more than yourselves, then you are marketing Ruto. Full stop.
And now, Daktari, if Jubilee and the United Opposition come together and produce maybe the flag bearer and the deputy, do you think they will beat Ruto in 2027?
They can beat Ruto if they convince Rift Valley to vote for them. If they have votes in Mombasa, and if they have votes in Western. Because politics is a game of numbers. Even if all the Mount Kenya vote for them, okay, how are they going to get good votes from Rift Valley? How are they going to get substantial votes from Nyanza? First of all, talk of Luo Nyanza. Luo Nyanza has how many counties? 4. Homa Bay, Siaya, Kisumu, and Kisii is not in Luo Nyanza.
Kisumu, Homa Bay.
Kumbe hamjui kaunti hizi za Wajaluo. Okay.
I know, but I don't know.
Or you know, but you
But
cannot
you don't-
remember.
Yeah, I cannot remember.
Okay, just mention their governors, and you will be able to know. So, of course, there are usually 6 counties when you want the 2 Kisii counties. That's why they are called Nyanza. That was the Nyanza. So, Nyanza was just divided into 6 counties. The 2 Kisii counties and the 4 Luo counties. That's why we call it Luo Nyanza. So, United Opposition, do they have representatives in Nyanza? They have Matiangi, 2 counties. What about in Luo Nyanza?
Yep.
None.
Ile is in government.
Sindio? So Luo Nyanza, the 4 counties. So in short, in the what we call the Nyanza counties, they have 2 counties, Matiangi. Go to Western. Okay? Go to Western. Eugene Wamalwa comes from which county? Okay, do your research. But all the counties in Western, they are with the majority of them, they are with the government. Okay, that's why the guy we call Wetangula, Mudavadi, they are in government. They are like the 2 dynasties in Western. But of course, remember they have Malala. Ni kijana mdogo huyo alikuwa MCA, and then they have Eugene Wamalwa, and they have been negotiating with George Natembeya. George Natembeya's county, Trans Nzoia, is in Rift Valley. It's actually Luhya Nation in Rift Valley. It's like Nakuru, it's Mount Kenya in Rift Valley. So if you go to Mombasa, do they have a representative in that United Nations in Mombasa? No. Do they have a representative in Rift Valley?
No. Maybe Anatembea.
Natembeya is not even in those pictures. You don't see him. So it's an assumption that Natembeya is with them.
Yeah.
So they only have Central. Do they have a representative from Nairobi? No. So they will bank on one voting block plus goodwill of other regions. Those people who will say, I am not going to go by my ethnicity. I will not vote Ruto. I will not consider ethnicity. I will not follow Raila Odinga. I'm not going to be guided by ethnicity. I'm not going to follow Joho. I'm not going to follow the Speaker for the Senate because I come from the coast, and those people are few.
They also have a representative from Kambani.
Kambani is Kalonzo Musyoka. Yeah, so haina shida hiyo, kura yake ni iko. Kalonzo is neither here nor there. Remember, I'm still not convinced that Kalonzo should be there. Yeah, because he will not get anything, either presidential and with this. Kalonzo should start doing his math and see whether he can face off William Ruto alone, maybe Matiangi on the other side. Yeah.
We said that if Matiangi emerges to be the flag bearer, most likely he will have a running mate from the Mount Kenya. Who is that likely to be? Can Gachagua deputize Matiangi?
Gachagua cannot deputize Matiangi because Gachagua will feel that I have more votes than Matiangi. The only thing Gachagua can do, and if Uhuru wants to help Mount Kenya, let him not have a direct Mount Kenya person deputizing. They better get Kalonzo now. that can bring Kalonzo in. And they can say Kalonzo is our cousins.
And Justin Muturi.
They can bring cousins.
Muturi?
No. Yeah, I don't think they would prefer Justin Muturi.
Karua.
The Karua is also from
No.
Kenya.
No.
Unless Wamalwa.
He's not from Mount Kenya.
Now Wamalwa mkienda upande hiyo mtaenda
Nyote.
nyote upande hiyo. It
So
cannot
who is
work.
this person who is likely to deputize Matiangi?
Unless now there are two people there whom they can choose. If they want a woman, they can go for Waiguru.
Waiguru is not in the united opposition.
Yeah, they can go for her.
Anything can happen.
See, they are looking for someone from Mount Kenya. Yes. And Mount Kenya is big. So either they go for Kalonzo Musyoka or for Waiguru. And remember, Kalonzo Musyoka was the preference of Uhuru Kenyatta in 2022 to deputize William Ruto. It's only that 𝐔𝐡𝐮𝐫𝐮. Yeah. So still, Uhuru has two options. He can choose Matiangi and have Kalonzo Musyoka as the. And those will be two sober people whom people can say, watu ni wazuri. Yeah. In fact, that coalition will work. Can work for them. Now they can collect these other votes. And the people can decide we are not going to follow now the ethnicity. Akisi can be president. And Kalonzo Musyoka has been with us. So utakuta kuna watu wenye waliacha Raila kwa sababu aliingia kwa serikali, watasema Raila alituuza, tumfuate hata tufuate Kalonzo. Kwanza amekuwa akitusupport. Unaona? So at that particular point, that is another angle of that arithmetic. Yeah.
But Uhuru's reappearance complicates Ruto's re-election in 2027.
No.
It doesn't?
Yeah.
But you said if they unite and strategize well, they can beat Ruto.
But I've told you about the math. I've given you math, and the numbers do not lie. So they will have to rely. If yes, it does complicate, because now William Ruto might have no chance of reaching out to Kalonzo. William Ruto might have no chance to reaching out to Gachagua again. So William Ruto will have less expectations from Central. Yeah.
And he will also lack a potential running mate.
He will not lack a potential running mate, because for the potential running mate, he will be given by Raila Odinga, remember? Yes. It's only that now Raila Odinga is now out of reach of Kalonzo in that. But let me tell you, if that happens, Kalonzo Musyoka will be very marketable. He will be the prize. Because Kalonzo Musyoka is not complicated. Yeah.
And also aside from that, since we saw that Uhuru alikuwa ameanza kusema about the programs of Kenya Kwanza, people were saying kitambo juzi tulikuwa tunamwona akiwa na Ruto State House, then all of a sudden he's attacking the government. So people were speculating that maybe there are some unbroken, there are some promises that are yet to be fulfilled. Yeah, so that is why
remember politics is game of thrones.
Yeah.
Is this throne fighting this throne? Ruto is a throne. Uhuru is a throne. Raila Odinga is a throne. Okay?
Yeah.
Those are at least the three thrones that we have now. Now, in the game of thrones, they sit down and they agree how they are going to play the game. Yeah. So, and they know when to come together and when to part
ways.
Yes. So they usually do that to make sure there are no new entry into the circle. So they can even be divided, agree to disagree. so that they absorb these small people who are coming up like Matiangi, absorb them, tell them you are against that one, so that they will never rise against the thrones. So politics is a game of thrones. There is nothing that is impossible in politics. Even dreams in politics are possible. Yeah. Even Barack Obama said, I have. Oh, okay, it was actually the Martin Luther King Jr. Who would say, I have a dream. Yeah, so when Barack Obama came, he said, yes, we can. But how many years did they can? So in politics, it's a game of thrones, and they sit down and agree. And that is why these small voices, they are able to sit down and see this person seems to be powerful. Can you split and go like that and neutralize that person?
Thank you so much, Daktari.
Yeah.
This is the Political Oracle, where we discuss presidential politics as we head to 2027. Thank you for staying tuned. We have come to the end of our discussion today. And until we meet again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Bye-bye.